music is structured time in a way, structured sound over time. To me, it's a very important part of what I do and what I've always done sort of with Sonic Youth. I mean, we were always involved in how to arrange structures and how to make structures that weren't so typical or so, I don't know, standard or cliche, and to try and figure out different ways of doing songs, 20-minute instrumental with a little vocal at the end, or, just all different kinds of structural things. And especially if you're a rock band, there's certain basic structures, verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus. And, we tried to just be more inventive and playful with those ideas of structure in music. And sure, we got lots of inspiration from people like Cage or Stockhausen or all different kinds of people that were doing, and taking inspiration from musics from around the world, Balinese gamelan music or Indian raga or drumming from South America or Africa. We live in a time when it's easy to have lots of influences, Culture is all there to be accessed, so you can be very familiar with drumming from Africa in a way that somebody couldn't be 100 years ago. They didn't, unless they went there, they didn't hear it, It's a time when people are synthesizing things from all over the world. People are still very moved by very simple tactile things, by objects, by physical objects that you can see in a space, in a museum or whatever. But I think there's people that will be playing primitive instruments, drums and strings stretched across a box, and there's people that are going to be making crazy music in computers that have nothing to do with a real instrument, or inventing sounds that you never heard before. So it's going to go in all directions at once. It's not, I don't think it really is going to leave anything behind forever. I think there'll be new things added, but there'll always be somebody plucking an acoustic guitar or banging a drum, because it's very visceral and primitive, and it's integral to where humans came from somehow and how they react to things. Art has always been about evoking your various senses, your emotions and your senses. It's interesting to hear you say that with all the fucked up stuff that's going on in the world. I mean, art and music and culture in general is a reflection of that, So, that's kind of like a roller coaster. There's points when things seem very positive, and then there's points when things seem very negative, and it kind of goes back and forth through history, really. I don't know if we're in a fully positive state right now or not. It's all about balance in a way. There's a lot of things out of balance in our world these days, and it's hard to know if humanity can put things in balance, or if the state of things right now with lots of things being out of balance is just the way it's always going to be, and the way it always has been in a way. There's no prediction. That's the exciting part of it. There's no prediction. You meet somebody, you fall in love. You don't predict that it's going to happen. It just happens all of a sudden. And that's the magic of humanity in a way, I guess.